I'm using this platform to appeal to our candidate that if we must win next year's election, he must work harder at reaching out to everybody. Everyone counts. Because the election of next year is going to be like no other. For the first time, we are going to have two mainstream political parties being challenged by a formidable third force. So every vote will be very important.
I have told the candidates, you will lose this election.
Hello guys, hello people, my people. Wonder shall never end. Dele Momodu don't cry at all. Dele Momodu, he don't dey cry say our party don't tear it to pieces. He say if they not take time, he say wetin, he say they not go get victory for 2023. Oh, he said nothing like winning for PDP. Oh, he said the way the matter they go now, or nobody, that is somebody just grow come from one side. You now hear the intro now. Wait, make you watch the full video. He said the person just come out from one corner, just take over everywhere. He said they need to make peace and unity. He said APC, PDP, the two parties now they lose guard. He said they lose guard. Somebody just come, just pick everything, just carry around. He said this thing cannot happen. He said now Atiku need to go out and make more friendship. I say talker. He said you see that River State governor where they call Wike. He said settlement not there between them all. He said and they go hard. Even Wike talker for inside this video say if una lose make una not cry. Make una not. I say even Wike don't they support us with our code. I mean they tell you because Wike say no be for a present, no be this man go win because the pepper make una see why the Wike they cry because the pepper the disappointment, the betray when this man called Atiku betray Wike, they know they forgive person for that one. Just listen here from Dele Momodu. He opened their nyash because Dele Momodu not forget na friend of Wike. Oh yeah, watch video my people. Watch till the end.
I have told the candidates, you will lose this election, you will win this election because of people around you. Anybody who knows me is not too well. If I was going to court, I was going to court within 2 weeks after the primaries because it is a pre-election matter. And after 2 weeks, you can't go to court. The legal advisor of the party called me and told me he knows that there's a mischief going on. That he knows me very well. If I'm going to court, it's not those kind of lawyers I would have used. And I don't even know the lawyers. But I want to tell the candidate, it is the candidate group that are doing all these things. Let the world hear. They are the ones plotting all these things, thinking that they will spoil my name. You cannot. Yesterday they said, I removed all PDP flags in River State government house. We are supposed to be talking about how you win an election. It's not about these run seekers around people. They're not doing him any favor. But those of you who are plotting and put my name that I went to court for you to come out now to say, oh, we can't want to go, shame will be on you. Shame will be on all of you. Tell them, shame, shame, shame.
Well, as a journalist, I'm not surprised. We have a presidential election. In Nigeria, it's a game of almost winner takes all. So the stakes are very high. So there will be quite a number of fisticuffs here and there. If you go into APC, they have their own crises. You go into the other parties, they have their crises. In PDP, it's unfortunate that we're yet to settle down after the fallouts from our primary. Of course, we just played a video of the governor of River State, a man we call governor of governors. He's been one of the best governors, if you ask me, in Nigeria, if not the best. But unfortunately, I don't know how come my party and my candidate Atiku Abubakar has not been able to pacify him. Maybe there is more than meets the eye. But from my own personal investigation as a journalist, I've been told that last year, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar met with Gov.Wike and wanted them to run a joint ticket, and an agreement was reached. And thereafter, Gov.Wike decided that he is running on his own because of the party constitution, which normally would have ceded power to the South. After 8 years of Buhari, I mean, we all expected that power would come to the South. That's one of the reasons I contested. But I knew as far back as March this year that Gov.Wike was interested. They had not told anybody then. I'd been with him in Port Harcourt, and I stayed with him in Port Harcourt more than in Lagos, because we were doing some work with him, just like Channels TV. You know, we call him Mr. Projects, and he's been launching projects after projects. So I sent him a letter, and I copied 2 people, Chief Michael Zekume, SAN. I copied the immediate past Minister of Justice and Attorney General, Mohammed Adoke. In the letter, I said, I know you want to run to be president of Nigeria. I did the same thing as far back as 1991 with Chief Abiola. I can read. One of the talents I have is I can read the mood around me. So I knew Gov.Wike was interested, but he didn't tell anybody. He kept it close to his chest. And I advised him. I said, as a Democrat, I'm not going to ask you not to run, but from the feelers I'm getting around, you are going to have a lot of resistance. You have a lot of enemies who will pretend to be your friends. Wherever there is money, wherever there is power, you will see people pretend. But I'm one person that I will advise you, no matter how big you are, from Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to Gov.Wike, I always intervene at such moments. So I told him, I said, please have your option B. It is good that you are fighting for power to return to the South, but you may not be the sole beneficiary. And I pleaded with him. I said, I'm running, I'm your friend, I'm your brother, I'm running. If you support me, I'm sure we will get it. And I went to the extent of even announcing a kind of shadow cabinet in advance. It's something that fascinates me about England, where you have an idea of who becomes what. For me, if you give Gov.Wike an opportunity to fix electricity in Nigeria, we do it. If you give him the opportunity to fix our roads, he will fix it. But what everybody says about him is that he is too volatile. So when I told him that, he got angry. That what do they mean that he is volatile and all that? So that is the excuse people use. You see, presidency has a lot to do with your temper and temperament.
No, but Mr. Momodu, it would seem as if these painstaking efforts to appease Governor Wike is an acknowledgement by the leading opposition party that we can't move on without him.
No, it's not that they can't move on without him. It shows how important he is in the equation of things in Nigeria.
Good morning, Mr. Momodu. Now, in trying to solve problems, they need to understand where he went wrong. Perhaps that will give them an inkling in terms of how to approach it. Now, there's been there's a reconciliatory committee that's been set up now to see how they can address this matter. But what do you think went wrong between Rivers State Governor and the national chairman of the party? Because at the time they appeared cordial. There were images everywhere, how they had that rapport. But all of a sudden, things went south. How did that happen?
Well, you know, normally, in a normal situation, if the presidential candidate is from the north, then the national chairman would be from the south. But in this case, you have the presidential candidate from the north, and then you have the national chairman also from the north. So what the Wike camp is saying is that this is unfair, this is unfortunate, and this should not stand. And that's why they were asking that the national chairman would have to go. So it's not about cordiality. Of course, that cordiality broke down the moment, number one, the party jettisoned the zoning formula of the party and then settled for a northern candidate. It's normal that people will be aggrieved, but it is about crisis management. As I said, if I were in the shoes of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, I will meet with Gov.Wike one-on-one, face-to-face. No third party, and let them iron out their differences, because we're dissipating so much energy. There are other presidential aspirants who are complaining that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has never reached out to them, that is waiting for them to approach him. I think I'm using this platform to appeal to our candidate that if we must win next year's election, he must work harder at reaching out to everybody. Everyone counts, because the election of next year is going to be like no other. For the first time, we are going to have two mainstream political parties being challenged by a formidable third force. So every vote will be very important. Every stakeholder must be